And I guess a little bit about myself. I'm a chemical engineer by trade and training. I started my career working in oil and gas manufacturing out in Houston, working in like hot summer heat. And while there were so many great things about that job, I really, something that had lingered on my mind was it was a very historically male dominated field, and just having this feeling of being the only woman in the room and feeling like I needed to spend all this extra time in the morning putting products on my face or to look professional and feel confident. Yeah, I know. That really resonates with a lot of people. And I think it's a
My life.
common, yeah, it's a common thread. Well, that's why we're here to help take back ownership over that, because as we hit COVID, I think it was for me like the first time that I felt like liberated from from that kind of being tied to my bathroom counter for 20 minutes in the morning. I was like, okay, I can take back some of that extra time, and then realized I didn't want to spend that. I never wanted to go back. I didn't want to go back to extra 20 minutes in the morning. And I have very sensitive skin as well. So it was always hard for me. Like I didn't feel like putting all these products on my face even served my skin or served me. Um, and so that's really where the idea behind Daybird came from, was these moments, in COVID. And as we started to talk to people, hearing folks say like, hey, I want to hit snooze in the morning. I feel like putting on 10 products every day, like isn't actually helping my skin, isn't something that I can maintain. I'd rather spend that time with my kids or with, working out in the morning or taking time for myself, whatever that looks like. And so, yeah, it was really born out of these real conversations we were having with people, and as we were all in this, I think, with COVID being, I can't even believe it was like 6 years ago at this point, but it was like this first time that we really got to reassess how we were spending time in the mornings and try to get on a path of finding things that fit into our lives, not the way around.
So true. And it's crazy because things become such a habit. Like you just start doing stuff and it'll be like one day you'll just add one thing. Well, I'll do some eyeshadow, I'll do this. And then it becomes an hour-long process. And now, as I will just let you know, I am 55 and I look at men in my industry, and when I go to conferences, I'm like, what's it like to wake up and go outside and that's just your face and
Hmm.
that's okay?
Hmm.
And I'm supposed to spend, up to an hour to put my quote unquote face on. What is it like as a man to just be like, this is my face? Like, what
No,
the
totally.
hell?
I know it's wild, and that's what I was feeling. I'd sit in conference rooms and often be the only woman in the room, and that's fine, and that's something you can get used to, and finding your voice and all of that early in my career. But I felt that too. Like I would often be outside, sweating. It was like 110 degrees. I was working in a plant, and I have very curly hair, and I'd feel like my hair was frizzy and unprofessional. I felt like my face was red and unprofessional, and then I thought to myself, my male counterpart sitting next to me feeling any of these insecurities or any of these. It's not even insecurities for myself, it's insecurities about how I'm being perceived in the workplace, and if I'm being perceived as professional or as like, taking my job as seriously. So totally feel you. I have thought that so many times and felt that envy of like, I would have loved to hit snooze for, even with my husband. I'm like, I am up before you, and like I'd rather have hit snooze. We were going to the same job at the time, we worked together, and yeah, so I definitely felt that frustration firsthand.